Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. So, as some of you maybe already know, or maybe you're just now tuning into my channel for the first time, my name is Jasmine Ambrosia. I am a practicing witch, high priestess, this, that, and the third. Run my YouTube channel here, Jasmine Ambrosia. You can find me at all of my links and social medias. I'm on Patreon and Instagram. All of my links are down below. And without any further ado, I would love for my guests to go ahead and introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Haley Bowers. I am the Beetle and Grimm. I'm also the author of Free Will and Froth of the Autumn. I'm a practicing witch for 10 years. I'm really happy to be here.
Yay, I'm so happy to have you. I'm so happy to have you. I don't even know necessarily where to start between, you know, your shop and your book. I think let's start with you. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about how you came to the craft. And I apologize if my dogs barking in the background are annoying. I'll mute my mic here in a second. But how did you come into the craft? And, what does your witchcraft look like for you?
That is a very good question. So, ever since I was young, I've always been fascinated with like the darker things in life. Scooby-Doo always caught my interest, the Hex Girls and just, I don't know, practical magic, hocus pocus, everything like that. That always resonated with me. And then I found out that my great aunt was a witch. And so I kind of talked to her. She kind of hinted at it for years that she would practice, that she knew a little bit more than she let on, and I kind of just took it upon myself to do my own research when I was around 10. Went to Barnes and Noble. I think the first book that I purchased to learn about the craft was The Witch's Journal by Celine Silverwind. I think that's the author. I'm pretty sure. And I've just grown in my path. I started with the very basics, candle magic, little knot spells, learning about deities and esbats, sabbats. And at first I was Wiccan, and I thought that's all that there was originally when I was around 10. And now that I'm getting older, I stopped practicing for quite a few years. Because I didn't know there was anything else, and I was just like, well, what else can I learn? And I didn't really have anyone to speak about it, because when I was younger, like, it was very not talked about. So I'm starting to get, like, back into like uh what I'm wanting to practice and learning what I've like always wanted to learn about, and everyone's really accepting about it. So yeah.
Cool. Cool. So Hale is a local witch here in my town, in my city. And, I definitely believe in supporting locally and especially supporting your local witches. So that's one of the main reasons why I really wanted to have them here on the channel. And they've done some really cool stuff that I'd like them to kind of talk about and share about. So let's start with your book. Let's talk about that too. Let's start there. So you've published how many? Is it just one or two?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're both poetry compilations. The first book that I ever published, I was 18, I believe. I'm now 20. And the first one, the compilation, was very much so about my life, about my trauma, just writing through that. Um, I've been writing books per se that are unpublished since I was in sixth grade. Just little things, progress to bigger things, and then progress to, why not actually do this? Why not actually try to get it published? And so, Frost of the Autumn Mind is my first book. I don't know where my copy went, otherwise I would show. Um, but, yeah, my second book is Fouillement. It is French, and it means the color of a dying leaf. And because I've always been so interested in, like darker aspects. You know, I've always been interested in cemeteries and I've always been fascinated with death. And it seemed only fitting to me to pick the title of, you know, the French translation of The Color of a Dying Leaf because um, I'm a firm believer that there's beauty in death and there's beauty in, you know, decay and life and new life. And it fit very well for the theme of the book.
Yeah. And so can you show us that?
Yeah. So this is pretty much this is my baby. I like it more than Froth of the Autumn Mind. And this is the back. And everything is made by me. Everything is designed from the cover, the pages inside, the formatting, everything like that is completely done by me. And I love this thing. Do you want me to share what it's about, kind of like the premise? Okay, so playing into the darker themes, the death, finding beauty in death is really what I was going for. And so this book is all about, finding beauty in death. Everything has to do with, something darker, more grim, and that kind of plays in my company as well. Grim elegance is kind of what I'm going for. Sorry if you hear my puppy. She's ornery. So, yeah, everything has to do with death, witches, witchcraft, seances, just finding yourself, ghosts, everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't feel bad about your pupper because my doggos are going crazy right now because my Instacart order is just now arriving. It was supposed to be here before we went live, but Mercury Gatorade or something like that. So it's here now, but that's okay. It's cold outside. It'll keep my groceries cold until the show's over. So can you share with us some of the pages from the book? Can you read a little bit from the book for us?
So I'll show you a little bit like the design aspect of it. So pretty simple. I like to go for like a darker text. All of them are titled. Most all of them have some illustrations or pictures that were fair use and free to use. So the poems I'll be sharing today are Lingerer and Golden Milk. Just let me know when you're ready. Okay. So this is Lingerer and Golden Milk. And this is Lingerer. I whisper to you all I wish to say with the candles on your face. The ghosts in the room, moaning our names illicitly, a seance or a soiree. And then Golden Milk. Your skin so soft and lush delights my skin in the night. We are dark creatures, yes, but that does not mean we do not enjoy sex, love, each other's company. You take your golden milk with cacao beans, bitter and sweet like the both of us.
I love that. That is beautiful. I like the idea of a seance soiree. That sounds kind of like dark and fun and enchanting.
Thank you so much. Yeah, all of this.
I feel like I took some light inspiration from some of the book today with this like Victorian era high vampire court mixed with like Amy Winehouse messy like chic. That's kind of what I'm trying to serve along with the aesthetic of Hale's book and also their shop. So wow, did you say that you published your first book when you were 18?
Yes.
What an accomplishment that is. I mean, how many people can say that they published a book at 18? That's so cool.
It was crazy. It felt really surreal. Both of my books are actually at my high school library. Both of them are both at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com, and they're soon on the Barnes and Noble stores. So that's something that I'm really Barnes and Noble and Amazon. That's just it's pretty surreal to me.
So can you share with us any of your publishing secrets?
Yeah, so I did everything on Word, and I designed it on PicMonkey. Just use PicMonkey. It's extremely easy to cover. Play around with a lot of pre-made graphics that you can use. It's a matter of playing around with figuring out what you're interested in and what aesthetic you're going for. So you'll see for my business and my books, I have a particular aesthetic and a design aesthetic that's unique to me. So that also, you can make your entire for free if you wanted to, and that's what I did. I made everything for free. I think I did a free trial on PicMonkey, and I was able to download the cover and made that for free. And I formatted the pages, did that myself. Everything like that. It was just
It's a lot. That sounds like a lot of work.
It was. It took me about 6 months to accomplish with everything, I think.
Very much like an act of love, I feel like.
Yeah, yep, definitely. It's my baby. I'm really proud of it.
How long would you say it took you to write? I mean, were you creating the poems kind of like over the years, or?
Kind of not. So when I had this particular idea and mind, decided. So what I did originally was I took 3 words and made my own prompt. So like smoke, sage, moonlight words, just 3-word prompts, and I really just wrote whatever I wanted. And the rule was I had to retain somehow, either by the word, including, aesthetic, including something to do with smoke, sage, and moonlight. And just basically the biggest advice I can give for poets or aspiring authors is do your 3-word poems, do your 3-word prompts. It's extremely helpful. Instilled a lot of creativity, helped me with my writer's block. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to write a lot lately, but I hope to get those 3-word prompts knocked out again and create some more content.
Mm-hmm. What inspired you to make it?
I've always written really, and through this book, and you'll be able to read it through the pictures. It's very morose. It is very dark, very macabre, but that's the feel I was going for. It's sad and it's calm and it's dark, but it's elegant and it's real. And that's kind of, everything that I wanted. So I was going through a particular time where I was in a very low point, but this book gave me hope. I was able to put the dark, I was able to get the dark out of my system and put it on pages that would be interesting for people to read. So that kind of inspired me and kept me going.
Yeah. And I did link where you guys can get this book for yourself. It's down below in the description, as well as another link. The other link is to your shop.
Yes.
And I tried to kind of like figure out how to do the screen share thing so I could screen share some of the shop and like have it up here, but I'm just very technologically incompetent, so I'm not going to be screen sharing. But you can definitely check out the link. So let's talk about that.
Please do. So my company is Beetle and Grimm Botanical Co. We're vegan, nature-based, all natural products, all natural substances. Everything's ethically sourced. Basically, it started as an idea, because I'm really interested in the aesthetic of the Victorian era, not loosely because a lot of things, nowadays are Victorian, they're not. So I have this particular aesthetic, with my book, with everything that I'm interested in, Grim Elegance. So, just dark Maury, I guess, very loosely, I guess, what we call it, and also like Victorian inspired. So, and I also love beauty products and natural beauty, and it it was important for me to create a business or to see more products that entertained the darker aesthetic, but also provided the nature-based and the natural beauty. And so I created Beetle and Grim.
That's awesome, especially because I feel like a lot of times when you do have more of natural based, earthy based products, sometimes you get like the forest kind of like nymph or like the dirty hippie or the festival child sort of like vibe, which is cool. Like that's cool too, but I really do enjoy the aesthetic of the brand and kind of that gothy Victorian elegance that Beetle and Grimm Botanical Co. has. I'm on the website now, um, looking at it, and the website is so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Everything is created by me. All my labels, all of the descriptions, the entire website was made by me. I'm a firm believer of people doing things themselves, not only to just have that greater sense of pride, that you founded your own business, you created your own something, but also because it saves you a lot of money. Like, why do you need to pay someone else if you can do yourself? I
Right.
like I enjoyed discovering my potential with that.
I think my favorite thing, because this is the second time now that I've looked at the website, because I kind of looked at it the other day when I was at work, but I didn't have a lot of time to actually really look into it. And I want to share some stuff from your website. So if you guys go to the website and you go under the B&G Botanical Perfumes, these are some of the coolest descriptions. Okay. So
This is what my perfume looks like. This is
it's a roll-on, right?
Yes, it is. It's all natural, fractionated coconut oil, and natural fragrances. Yeah.
I love some of the descriptions here. Like the scent, the muse says florals and honey make for an ambrosia that will make the gods weep. Iconic description. Tens across the board, like the use of the word ambrosia there.
Thank you.
This one sounds really good. Now, I personally, I enjoy floral scents to a degree. To a degree for me. Like I enjoy rose and I enjoy like geranium and lilac and lavender and all these nice floral scents to a degree. I feel like I'm more of like a woodsy, spicy sort of
for sure.
Sort of scent, like the mage, for instance. The description here is enchanting as any mage should be. Warm vanilla, leather, hyacinth, denim, powder, and lavender make for an unusual but lovely scent. I like that one. I think my favorite one on here is by far probably like the Incubus, which says the definition of tall, dark, and handsome, the cologne of all cologne, an enticing mixture of rich woods, spicy resins, and tobacco leaf made to embody expensive masculine energy. I don't know. I would wear that. I feel like I don't necessarily have big mask energy, but I would totally wear that. And yeah, it sounds good. And the succubus sounds nice too. It's inviting, lure you in, make you hers, black pepper, vanilla spice, pumpkin, made for a succulent but wearable perfume. I mean, I just like the descriptions of these.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Like the nymph, think of a hidden garden in the summer with the sweetest of fruits and the softest of flowers. Soft peach, creamy coconut, and luscious vanilla mix beautifully with the body's natural pheromones. I mean, come on. The witch, dark and mysterious with robust notes of patchouli, warm cinnamon, and rich earth. It's no wonder this scent is so bewitching and will leave you feeling like a bad witch. I don't know. Maybe the witch is my favorite. I like the Incubus, and I do like kind of sometimes more traditionally masculine scents, because sometimes like the super floral stuff is just like sickening for me sometimes. Like it's a little bit too much, or you start to just smell like a funeral home.
I have a scent that does smell like that I have not released. That does make you smell like a funeral home. It's powerful. But the good thing about my perfumes is they're all very complex. So, for example, the Muse, I believe, the floral ambrosia, that is primarily floral, but it's balanced. It has other notes that you'll smell, for a long time. Same with room sprays. There's a new scent that I came out with that smells like an orange dreamsicle with cinnamon.
Mm.
It's great. It's really interesting. It was an accident, but it smells good.
And you said are the room sprays, you said you're making room sprays?
Yes.
Are
So
they on the website yet?
they're under For the Lair.
Okay.
Yeah. This is As Above, So Below. And you can see I like all of their packaging. Green is my favorite color, and I think it's very eerie, and that's what I was going for, I guess you could say. So all of my packaging is green, except for this one tester bottle, because I've not gotten my bottles yet in the green droppers. This is the Siren. This is my botanical hair serum. Smells delicious. Makes your hair very shiny, very frizz-free, naturally, without the weight and the grease. Like, a lot of these big brand companies use a lot of silicone and acetone and such that weighs your hair down and causes buildup. And I'm happy to say my serum does not do that, and it leaves your hair very nice. Yeah, and it smells like it smells kind of like salt water and like coconut and mango, kind of like very, very weird, very not very beachy, but eerie at the same time.
And this is
Like,
the As Above, So Below, the concoction of rain and peaches.
yes, this is.
It says, a beautiful concoction of rain and peaches. Think of a hot summer in the South surrounded by hazy scent of peach trees. So for the As Above, So Below, did you create this because like you have a memory attached to this, or?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So on that, following that, I think it was either last year or the year before, probably 2018, I took a trip down to Savannah, Georgia with my family, and I was wandering this really, really old cemetery. I just remember just this smell of like peaches, like it being soft and like the atmosphere smelling like like the softness of a peach, if that makes sense. And that's kind of what I was going for and trying to recreate.
Yeah, I definitely think that scent is a very like underplayed, like taken for granted sense. Because like, sight, of course, and touch and taste and this and that. But I think scent is really magical. Something about scent and like what different notes, like, I don't want to say flavor profiles, I guess scent profiles. I mean, they could be flavor profiles if you're ingesting them. Probably shouldn't do that, I would imagine. But I think the interesting thing about it is how it almost can kind of really quickly, like, trigger a memory or take you to a specific time period or place in your life, or maybe like a situation that maybe you didn't even experience necessarily in this lifetime, and it was like almost a whole other lifetime that
you mentioned that. Yeah, that's what I was going for everything that I did. Yeah. So thank you.
And I also really too, Hale, like the idea of like, as much as I love ceremonial ritual, calling the quarters, invocations, this, that, and the third, of course, I love all of that. But for me, ceremonial magic and ceremonial ritual is something that is practiced numerous times a year, but it's not necessarily an everyday thing for me. It's more of the folk magic that's an everyday thing for me. And, in my line of work and what I do, I have a video where I've talked about this, but I think scent and perfume and body oils can very much be a spell that you wear. And I just love that. I love that idea of, we wear enchanted jewelry, right? Or we wear enchanted like rings.
Yeah.
We wear certain colors to kind of channel certain frequencies or energies. But I really like the idea of like, let's say you're going on a date, especially because Valentine's Day is coming up. be it maybe you're single and you're out there dating right now, which bless your heart, I'm so sorry. I've heard it's crazy. Or maybe you're married and you're going on a date, or maybe you're in a relationship or a polycule or whatever. Like, and maybe you wear some aphrodisiac perfume and you're kind of like wearing a lustful spell. Or maybe you wear something to help like more of a mint variety and like you're doing something for more focus and like, you know, you wear that with the intention of like maybe you have a test that you have to take or an examination and like you're wearing this spell. You know, also like the idea of like, especially being, I'm not going to go too much into some details here. We can talk more about it off air, but being in the community and working in the community, you do have to kind of command a certain energy and presence. And so sometimes wearing some licorice for like that a little bit more controlling or commanding sort of vibe. Not saying that like bow down, but more like don't talk over me kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
I want to say hello to Embrace Your Gift. Hello to Whispers of Three. Hi, Missy's Enchanted Channel. Thank you guys so much for joining. Those of you who are just now tuning in, this is my special guest, Hale, who's a published author, who's got some really amazing poetry books. And we've just been kind of talking about their book. What's it called again? I'm sorry.
It's called Primo.
That. We've been talking about the book, and they read some poetry from it earlier. It's beautiful, beautiful. And we're talking about their shop too. And now is the promo code that we're using, it's Darkling, and it's kind of down here at the bottom, ticking across this video. So you can use this promo code for the shop.
Yes, yeah.
And you can get 15% off. And I hope to get my hands on some of these products as well. I'm so bad because if you give me too many choices, I get overwhelmed and I don't know what I want. You know what I mean? And then I just end up wanting to get everything.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll have to like point me like you're getting this and you're getting this and you're getting this or something.
Do that. I do think that you'll enjoy The Witch. I think, you know, that's my most liked. That's my favorite so far. Definitely it demands a presence for sure. It calls attention. It's very romantic, very robust, very woodsy, and there's like cinnamon and patchouli.
I love patchouli.
Oh God, I love patchouli.
And I feel like witches, they either love it or they hate it.
I hate it, yeah. Yeah.
Like I've never met anyone who's like, well, patchouli's okay.
Yeah. It's balanced enough that I think it's wearable for most everyone. It is a very strong, powerful scent. So yeah. I think that a lot of people like, you know, the scents. They're very unusual, all of them. They're very complex, very multifaceted. Yeah, they're just I don't think anyone's ever smelled something quite like The Witch. I don't know, that's something very bold to say because, you know,
but we can be bold.
Everything's already been done. And I feel like just these scents that I created, they're not for the weak. I'll just say that.
Yeah, and also like please do not be abashed or holding back here. Like, you know, it's okay to I was doing a live the other night where we were talking, it was one of the Sacred Blasphemy lives. And I think I had my friend, which by the way, Jen, the taxidermy witch, if you're watching this, hello, love you, miss you. Hope that we can collaborate again soon. But it was me and Jen and a friend, and we were talking about this concept of like the 7 deadly sins, you know, which is kind of like some Christian fan fiction for you. And sin is not necessarily something that's in my ministry at all. I think the idea of sin is an interesting philosophical conversation. But no, sin is not in my ministry or my practice. The very concept of sin is not. I mean, I think there are ethical and non-ethical deeds or acts. But where do we draw the line at what's ethical and what's not ethical? I mean, that's where it gets messy. But, and tying this all together, so I'm not just going on a tangent here. We were talking about how each of these sins can actually be really beneficial, like pride, for example. You know, being a boastful, prideful, narcissistic, you know, I got to be careful, like what I say, you know, on here, what words I choose to use, because YouTube gets wild and crazy with me. But being overly prideful, yeah. Being narcissistic, yeah. But to a certain degree, taking pride in your work, you know, or being proud of yourself and what you've done, I think that's something that as witches we should be doing more often. I don't think there's anything wrong with being proud of yourself and taking pride in your work and wanting to show it off. So please don't hold back when we're talking about your brand or your products. I want everyone else to see the work that you put in, because you put in some real work. And, you know, right now in this lifetime, I think it's so cool. I mean, you published a book at 18. That's incredible.
Thank you.
What 18-year-olds are publishing books? Multiple. Like, that's an accomplishment. You should really be proud of yourself for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it really has taken me a lot. I'm still like afraid to be, I don't want to come off as, you know, heated or, you know, rude or boastful or anything like that. And it's taken me some time to realize, you know, that fine line like you were speaking about. Yeah, so I'm getting past that, and you know, trying to be proud of it. Not be ashamed of being proud of myself, my accomplishments.
So in this train of thought, then, what is your own favorite product out of all the products right now on your website? If you had to pick a favorite, and I'm sure it's hard because they're all your babies, but if you had to pick like a must have or what your absolute favorite item is in the shop, what do you think it would be?
Okay, it's a tie. I love all of my room sprays, especially the ones, you know, as above, so below. I love it. It smells so good. And I mean, I have a very, you know, I have a very diverse palette. I'm a very diverse person in everything that I do. And I want to create diverse products. And I created different scents and different, you know, sort of scents that put you in different sort of moods. So the witch would be like that moody, mysterious, sexy. Succubus would be more playfully sexy, but also mysterious. And I have different scents that I like. And I think that one of my favorites is As Above, So Below. That's one of the products I think is a must-have. And also my night cream and my day creams, they are very emollient, very good. So my night cream is called the Vampire, and my day cream is the Groom. And the Groom smells like Florida water.
Ooh.
Yeah, smells like Florida water, and it's very calming, very good on the skin, very relaxed. And I think definitely my night creams are probably the perfumes. Those are the two things that I could recommend. I can't really pick one because I like. Yeah,
Mhm.
I guess we'll say which perfume, we'll say that, or we'll say my night creams or my room sprays.
Just all of it is your favorite?
I love them. I really do. I love my products, and I hope that other people enjoy them. You know, it's
Yeah. What are there any other like new products or things that you'll be putting onto the website that we can expect to see this year?
yeah. So to give you an overview of all of the products that I'm offering at this time, I have my day and night cream. So I have, you know, the day cream would be the Grim, and the night cream would be the Vampire. I offer beard oils and beard balms for men. I offer facial oil called the Gorgon. And they offer your serum and my room sprays. And I think potentially I'm going to look into candle making.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like making spell candles, making just scent smell good candles, making a little bit of both.
I think both, yeah.
Like tea lights, votives, novenas, chimes.
I don't know.
Pillars.
Pillar candles, definitely. I'll do and I don't know, because my brand is all focused on being vegan, cruelty free. I was gonna do beeswax candles and like the honeycomb looking candles, so we'll see. Probably not those, but definitely I'll be making candles of all of my perfume scents. Yeah. So, and I can also make any perfume, like if you have a product such as Brim or the vampire, one of those night cream scents, and you like that, and also make it into a perfume. So everything's pretty it can, fluctuate. It's customizable. Just shoot me a message on the contact section of my website that I can make you a perfume that, scent you like.
Yeah, it's a really cute brand. I really recommend that you guys go check it out.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Whispers of Three says that we have some feedback coming from your end and it's making the audio a little bit choppy. Do you have any headphones by chance?
I don't have any headphones. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
I can kind of hear the feedback as well.
Well, what are we going to do? It's Mercury retrograde, What are we going to do about it?
So sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. There's worse things in this world. For sure. And I'm sure this will not be the last time that we do a live together. At least I hope not.
Jace.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you on the channel, especially for, some of the other live streams and topics. Thank you, Kitten. And thank you, Whispers of Three. So do I have my calendar here? I should, but I don't. I think towards the end of February, we have a folklore live. And the beginning of March, we have the Do All Witches Think the Same, which the Do All Witches Think the Same live is super fun. It's, of course, not all witches think the same. Like, that's kind of the gag of it, is of course witches don't think the same. But I kind of was inspired by Jubilees and what is it? BuzzFeed's like where they do like the middle ground sort of topics, or they get like, 8 Christians together and ask them questions, or 8 women together and ask them questions. And like the gag is, of course, no one ever thinks the same. So of course we know not all witches think the same. Duh, of course not. But it's a lot of fun. And, if you're free that evening, I'd love to have you on that live stream as well. So you'll just have to let me know. Also, this is super unrelated, but on the topic of kind of like the dark, the macabre. Okay. My Instacart person just like was messaging me like, did you get your groceries? I'm like, are you still outside my house? Because that's been a little while back. Go home.
It's a while.
But on the topic of kind of like the macabre, I was kind of inspired by like Imbolc and the Sacred Fires of Imbolc, and kind of had like a little infernal moment, little Bloody Valentine moment when I got my nails done today. And this is so out of my comfort zone because I always just do black because I'm a very classic. I like to keep it classic. Black goes with everything, but I really went crazy today. And let's get like a little nail cam here. My nail tech hand painted these. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I love them so much. I want to do something like that. I think I would do that with like black flames and stiletto for me. I love that. You love that well.
It's kind of different. I'm sure I'll probably like rock it for like a week or so, and then I'll be like, okay, we're done. And then I'll go back and get it painted over or something. So, yeah.
I love that for you. They're beautiful.
It's a vibe. Thank you. It's a vibe. You can always go get you the good press-ons.
This is true.
You know what I mean? You can always do the cute little press-ons. Pop them on, pop them off.
I might do that. Because I get tired of them. I have to take them off.
Yeah, I feel like I could see you really like having some fun with some nail art or something.
Yeah, I've done art before. I've only done the single color, so I might have to take influence from you and this.
Yeah, or it'd be kind of cool to get like some beetle wings or something and like do a resin coat over like
Yeah,
an acrylic press on set because then you could take them off and reuse them. And you could probably get like elytra beetle wings fairly inexpensively off like bulk,
yeah,
off like Amazon or something. And then, layer that with some resin over like a press on nail and have like oddity nails. That'd be kind of fun.
I love beetles so much. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I guess we should talk about that. So explain the beetle with Beetle and Grimm Botanical. Like explain how we got this name.
Yeah, I don't really know. So, I kind of, I don't know. So my author page, I also have an author page on Instagram. It's called Beetle Grimm. That's my Instagram page. And I've just always loved beetles. I like insects. I had a rabbit named Moth, and we thought we were gonna get a dog named Beetle. So, I don't know, just Beetle because like Beetle would be me, and then like my husband would be, like he's part of it because he helped me. He's really supported me in my business ventures, and I'm just really grateful for him. I kind of wanted to, not just have it be Beetle Botanical Co. I wanted it to be, and then like have a little, I don't know, nod to him, I suppose, because I don't know. I don't think I could have done it without his support. I don't think because he's
Oh,
given me ideas. So every order comes with a sticker, and all of the stickers are designed by him, and they're really cool. And he's an amazing artist. I just, I wanted to have him part of it.
that's so cute.
Cute.
So have you ever thought about the possibility of a brick and mortar?
Like my own brick and mortar or like contracting. I've thought about it, but I think I would be more apt to, I guess, having stockists. I think that's where I'd like to start out is having stockists shops carry my product. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm looking for.
Well, we might be able to arrange something like that.
Yeah, I would
We
love,
might be able to make a little arrangement.
would love that.
Yeah.
See how you like my brand in person.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot that goes into a brick and mortar, so I don't necessarily blame you, but it would be really cute to have like a brick and mortar like Beetle and
Yes.
Grimm Botanical that's like very like Victorian goth, like alluring, like
And
yeah.
yeah, I would love that. But like nowadays it's just risky,
Yeah.
It's to have that sort of thing. Because it takes a particular type of person that's interested into, our aesthetic, our culture. It takes but then again, nowadays it's becoming more and more, accepted and more popular and I guess more looked at,
Yeah, and I also think too that the kind of products you make, while they might be enjoyed by witches, not all
absolutely.
witches even necessarily share the same aesthetic. I mean, some witches are more into like the light and fairy and green, sort of vibe. I mean, I think there are also people who are not witchy folks, who are not practitioners, who would enjoy the aesthetic.
Yeah, I hope so. I yeah, not everyone's gonna love it. The scents might be a bit too unusual for some people, and that's totally fine. Um, I just hope that the hard work and the effort is appreciated.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And if any of you guys use this promo code and get any of these products, send me a message and Hale a message as well. I'm sure Hale would like to know, but I would love to know what you guys think of these products too. Hopefully, I'll be trying them soon. So I'll be letting you guys know what my thoughts are on these as well. But yeah, when I'm thinking about like a Beetle and Grimm, like botanical brick and mortar, I keep seeing like just very like glossy, polished, black, ornate,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
macabre fixtures. and like black marble and like maybe like some antique silver trays or something, like
Yeah.
the
That's
vibe.
the aesthetic.
Yeah. Speaking of aesthetic and like kind of like dreams and this and that. So I have always thought it'd be so cool to open up a bar and name it after the eighth house of astrology. So the bar would actually be called the eighth house. And the eighth house in a natal chart, for those of you who might not know, the eighth house is the house of magic and the occult, sex, and death. So I think that'd be really cute to call it eighth house because that's the house of Scorpio. And I just think it'd be so cute to have like red interior lighting and like Baphomet sigils on the pool tables and just have like chill vibes. You know,
Yeah,
just chill vibes.
I
Yeah,
love that.
I think it's fun to like visualize.
I think the goth club, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I mean, it's been hard, especially last year. I'm worried that some of our goth spots are going to kind of like go under if they haven't already.
I don't know where the goth spots are. I wish I did. I've always been. I've read Vladimir Todd, The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, when I was like 8th grade, and that was actually one of the room sprays inspired by the Cliff, which is like a goth nightclub in the book, and that's what I imagine it to be like. So yeah, definitely want the goth club.
Well, we had like the whole spellbound moment at like, what was that called? The Pioneer or something? But they closed, I'm pretty sure. And then we have the patron saint, which is kind of like a New Orleans sort of like, I feel like a hoodoo kind of esque themed bar. I'm not sure if they're open or not right now, though. The patron saint. And it's kind of small, too.
Hmm. Okay.
I know that when I went out to Cleveland, Ohio, to go check out the Raymond Buckland Museum of Witchcraft, me and a couple of the girls, we wanted to check out, there was like a horror scaring movie themed bar that we wanted to check out, but we just didn't have enough time, unfortunately.
I love that. That's a goal.
Yeah, I did a review video of the Raymond Buckland Museum of Witchcraft with Sid, because Sid was with me, and we did a review, and then I posted like a third grade slideshow of the trip where it's just moving pictures of the museum and the hostel that we stayed in, which we had the great idea to drive to Cleveland from Indianapolis, and we only had one night at the hostel. And so we left at like 9 or 10 o'clock, I think, Indy time. So we got into the hostel at about like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we had to be out by 9 a.m.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we were like half dead going to the Raymond Buckland. And then I remember I had on these like probably 8-inch like platform black strappy. They're from the brand Pleasers. They're like the dance shoes. I had on a pair of those when we went to the museum, and I remember like the owner of the museum was like, "Okay, be careful because there's a hole in the floor over here, and I don't want your heel to get stuck in it." I was like, "Okay." Yeah, it was fun though. It was fun. So I'm not really seeing any questions in the chat, but if anyone does have any questions for Hale or about their book or Beetle and Grimm Botanical, like please leave those down below. We'll stay on the live for a couple more moments and then we'll be wrapping it up. And I super, super appreciate everyone for joining.
Yes, thank you so much for coming.
Yes, Kitten, I love Pleasers. They're such comfortable heels because they have that platform. So if you are wearing a 6 and over heel, like they have that huge platform. So you really feel like you're wearing like kitten heels, like 2-inch heels, as opposed to like 12-inch heels.
I want to, but I'm very clumsy. Very clumsy.
I will tell you, I don't know if you noticed, but so Hale attended our Wolf Moon ceremony at the Pagan Temple, and I learned very quickly that those knee-high black skinny-heeled boots are not fundamentally made for the floor at the temple. I hadn't worn those shoes there before, and I figured with all the rugs there, I would be okay. As soon as ritual was done, I like flew to my car to go put on my slides. It was a
So
little rough, but I was like, I just kind of kept telling myself, like, maybe this suffering is part of the ritual that I need to do, like, power through the pain, like, channel it into something, like.
that's I give you props for that because I am extremely clumsy and have abnormally small feet for my body, so I
It's
couldn't do it.
funny. It's like funny because the heels aren't even like that tall. Like, I mean, I'm already tall, but the heels are only like 3 inches or so.
I just had a very thin leg, right?
Yeah.
Very thin heel. That's why. Ooh, that would hurt so bad.
Yeah. And I think we were in ritual for like a good hour and a half at least.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a
yeah.
fan of creepers. I love creepers.
Okay. Tell me where I can get some cute creepers. I wear a size 10 to an
Yeah,
11.
too.
So I struggle finding shoes sometimes.
That won't be a problem. So it's like tuk.uk.com or something like Tuck Outlet. You can find like discounted shoes. Like they have buy one get one 50% off. So like creepers at this website are about $80-$90. So like on the more pricey end. But
But
they're just
also paying 80 or 90 bucks for a pair of shoes, I feel like that's pretty standard. I mean, a pair of shoes that are going to last you for a while.
and they're beautiful. So I recommend getting a size smaller because when you do wear creepers, like this particular brand, they don't have like the eye holes. They have like the D ring, I think, and like it just they get loose. So like get a size smaller, I'd say. Um, so like
So,
Tuck,
so if I normally wear like a 10, I should get like a 9.
yeah, 9.5, somewhere like that. But Tuck Outlet, they have sales all of the time. Their shoes are already discounted. Like they're just from the main website, but like on the outlet or something like that. And they're like $40 compared to the 90 on the regular site.
Oh, nice.
They have buy one, get one half off. So literally you could get like a $40 pair of creepers and then you get another pair for $20. And it's still two pair of shoes, like less than the original price of the
That's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
creepers, you will like it.
Yeah, when we get off of here and we just have like our own private Kiki after this, and I'll show you around the witchy room and everything, you're going to have to send me that link so I can go on there and I can go check it out.
Absolutely.
So I'm not seeing any questions, and we're approaching the hour mark. So we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I still have my Instacart groceries sitting outside, so I should probably get those. But thank you again so much for coming on the show tonight, Hale, and for opening up about your path and your practice, and just kind of speaking casually and candidly about, you know, what it was like publishing those books and sharing some of the books and talking about your brand and all of that good stuff. I really appreciate you coming on and having fun with me tonight.
It's been so fun. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you all, Kitten Carnage, The Rogue Mason, Whispers of Three, Mitch Maven, Embrace Your Gift, everybody for joining.
Thank you so much for
Oh, I do want to say really quick before I hop off, the Rogue Mason, apparently it didn't want to show this comment. Let me click show. The Rogue Mason had asked, I'm sorry to join late. Hale, is your products made for men? Question mark, unisex question mark. So we did talk about that a little bit earlier. Hale has like, first of all the products can be used by anyone. So like earlier in the live, I was talking about how I really liked the Incubus, which I think is really kind of targeted more at a masculine person. Yeah. But I really like it. You can wear whatever you want, but yes, Hale does make more masculine products as well as feminine and unisex. So yes, please check out, please check out the shop and support witches, support local witches. And yeah, we're going to wrap this up, but thank you all for joining. And until next time, blessed be.